Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dork side. It is I, your friend, the neighborhood dork in the road, or in this case, Dork upstairs. I'm here today with my review of the Iconntechs 4K IT action camera, or as it's known on Amazon.com, the Iconntechs IT action camera 4K waterproof sports action cam for scuba diving, Wi-Fi, 170 degree wide viewing angle, 60 FPS, 12 MP HD helmet cameras, underwater camcorder. We are taking a look at the Iconntechs IT action camera, and this is, as you can probably tell, a GoPro knockoff type camera. I pulled out my Hero 3 just so that you could see how they compare size-wise, because it's kind of hard sometimes to tell the scale from a video like this. So, as you can see, it's exactly the same height, and then lengthwise, they're exactly the same. So it's basically the same footprint, just a little bit. Can you see that? A little bit deeper is all. Features wise, it shoots in 4K, only 24 FPS, but it does shoot 4K. It uses a micro SD card, as you can see right here. It's got built-in Wi-Fi, and it comes with a wireless remote, so that's something you'd have to pay extra for with a GoPro. It's also got that 170 degree wide-angle lens. It also comes with a waterproof case, so you can go 30 meters deep with that. It seems to be this comparable quality to the GoPro case from what I can tell. And it comes with 2 batteries, so every GoPro I've ever bought has only come with 1. Let's go ahead and power it on, take a look at the menu system. So it's got, the camera itself has record button, power button, and then 2 options buttons here on the side. And it has a screen on the back. This is not a touch screen, but it's nice because you can take a look at the options. Settings, yeah, okay, so you push the front button until you get to the settings. And you look at the different settings. So there's video resolution. It's got 1080p 60, 1080p 30. It's got 2720p, 120 FPS if you want that super high speed. And it's got that 4K 25 and then 2.7K, which is an interesting option. You can set the video up to loop, which is not enabled by default, which I discovered the hard way. So it'll do 10-minute videos. Or is it 20? One or the other, but you got to set that up. Timestamp. You can adjust the exposure, which is not something many cameras have. Photo resolution, you can take burst photos, it's got time lapse, continuous lapse. I'm just reading the options to you right now, obviously. Turn the sounds on and off, it'll shoot upside down like a GoPro. You can turn on the screensaver, you can format the thing. So, lots of different options. It's funny, these 2 arrows don't actually do anything. I've used this camera a few times now, you may have seen the last video, and little glitches aside, it actually shoots pretty good video. The black screen was the fault of the editing software, not of this camera, so don't take that as a mark against it. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. Accessories-wise, I brought a few up just to show you all the stuff it comes with. It comes with a ton of accessories. Here's that waterproof case we talked about. It's got the back too, an extra spare back. They're both waterproof. Got some ton of mounts. Got this bar mount. Got one for a tripod. It's got a frame case so that you can mount it without using the waterproof housing, and a bunch of different attachments like this. So tons and tons of accessories. We should look at the connectors. So it has this HDMI mini, and then it's got what is this? A micro USB, right? Yeah. So it doesn't work with my. It came with a cable, which is nice. It doesn't come with a wall charger. That's important to keep in mind, but you can charge it off of your computer. That's what I've been doing. And you could buy a wall charger easy enough, just one that runs to a regular. You probably have one laying around for an old cell phone or something, so that isn't a deal breaker as far as I can tell. That's an overview of the features of the camera, and I'd like to get out on the bike and show you some footage so you can see, compare the footage from, this is my GoPro Hero 4 and the Iconntechs. So price-wise, probably worth mentioning that this camera sells for $74.99 and comes with all the accessories I just showed you and then some, I think. I don't even think I have them all up here. It's got everything you need to get started. I'm not sure if it takes an external mic. I've read that it does. You would have to drill a hole in the side of this case to use it for motovlogging, so just keep that in mind, which is what I had to do with my GoPro case anyway, or use the frame. You wouldn't be able to use the waterproof. Just so that you're aware, if you were going to put an external mic, it doesn't have a hole for that by default, but no case that I'm aware of does, so it's not a deal breaker by any means. So let's get on the bike and take a look at some footage. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, out on the motorcycle, back on the beautiful, lovely orange Kawasaki Versys 650. I've got my Iconntechs IT 4K camera attached right here on top of my center console, just above my tachometer. And I'm filming right now on my chin with my GoPro Hero.
GoPro Hero 4 Plus, I think. GoPro Hero 4 for sure. So, as you look at the differences between the two, just know that camera facing me is the Iconntechs, camera facing forward is the GoPro. Alright? And really, this is a review of the Iconntechs, but honestly the question anyone or everyone I feel like is going to ask is, how does it compare to the GoPro? So I'm going to talk about that quite a bit. This is my second GoPro, and this one's pretty comparable specs-wise to the Iconntechs. So I have some experience with GoPro. I've been using them for a couple of years now, fairly regularly. And so we'll talk a little bit about how the two compare to each other. Picture quality wise, they're pretty similar. I think every once in a while you get a little bit of noise with the Iconntechs that you don't get as much of in the GoPro. But in the GoPro, when you get into a super detailed picture, it also gets a little noisy. You may notice that in some of my dual sport videos. So that's something to look out for. So you may see some of that in the video. So picture quality, it's not exactly the same, but it's, I don't know, 85% is good, 80-90%. And considering it costs less than half, that's pretty dang good. I wanted to stop and get you a scenic vista. Here's a side-by-side. Same scenic, beautiful Oregon vista. You see that? We'll pan back and forth so you can get a bit of a look. Yeah, see farmlands, trees. So we'll go back and forth. We'll do GoPro, which we've probably been doing this whole time. Iconntechs, GoPro, Iconntechs. Beautiful long distance scenery. Look at the detail, look at the colors, look at all that. They both use a micro SD card. I've got the same 64 gigabyte card in both cameras. Similar battery life. I think I used to get better battery life with my GoPro Hero 3, but I say this is about the same as the Hero 4, which is an hour plus in most cases. And I've got two batteries, so you got 2 hours right out of the box. There are a ton of aftermarket GoPro accessories out there, some of which will work with this camera. For instance, the clip it's sitting in on the dash here is a GoPro clip. Speaking of that clip, that brings me to a general con, and that is the materials are generally a little bit lower quality, a little bit cheaper plastic, a little bit less thick, a little bit less confidence-inspiring plastic in the clips and the accessories. And there's a ton of accessories, and most of them work pretty well. But one weak area is the adhesive. It doesn't come with 3M adhesive. It's a, I don't know what it's a foam glue adhesive type. And I had it on here originally. In the last video you probably saw it, and it was pretty shaky. It doesn't hold very solidly. So this is a GoPro, extra GoPro mount that I had, which it clips into perfectly, which is awesome. But with 3M tape backing. So that's not a deal breaker, but if I was going to order one and planned on mounting it like to the front of my helmet or to your bike, like I have here, I would definitely just order some 3M tape. Features wise, one advantage is this one has the screen on the back, so you can actually watch the videos. I never know if I've actually recorded anything or not until I get home and plug it in with the GoPro, so that's one thing. The GoPro definitely feels heavier, it feels better made. It's a little bit heftier, a little bit more solid feeling. So if that's important to you, just know that the Iconntechs feels like a plastic Chinese camera. It feels a little bit more substantial than your average Chinese knockoff type electronic product, but that is what it feels like. So if that bothers you. The case feels solid. The case is not very different than the GoPro one. The buttons are a little different, but that's about it. There is a difference in software in getting the videos off your computer, but it's so minor, because like the GoPro with the quick software, I just plug it in and it'll just automatically download everything on it and delete it. And with the Iconntechs, it just shows up as a USB drive, and I just have to drag everything over. So it's like one extra step. Again, not a huge deal breaker in my opinion. It's pretty easy to deal with. So overall, I mean, the question is, how does it compare to a GoPro? And I would say it's not a GoPro, but for less than half the price of a GoPro, it does 85% of what a GoPro does. And so in my opinion, that's a good review. I'm not like, damn, I wish it did this, damn, I wish it did that. Oh, it's so different than my GoPro. It's more like, it's almost as good. It does most of the same things. It's a little less polished, a little rougher around the edges here and there, but it's also got advantages. Like my GoPro didn't come with a remote, and if you want to buy one, they're $80. It's got the phone app just like the GoPro. So there's a bunch of stuff that, I don't know, I think it's pretty good. We're getting the stop sign is here. So it's almost as good. And so if you're looking for a less expensive camera to get into motovlogging or just action cam, or you want a second camera for your motovlog setup, you know, and the picture quality is not as important, and you don't have to have a GoPro for that, I think it's a good choice. Overall, I'm not unhappy with it. I'm gonna keep using it as my second camera, so you'll keep seeing my lovely be-helmeted face with the beard tuft sticking out the bottom. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best I can. And if you're interested in picking one up based on this review, Iconntechs was cool enough to hook me up with a code so you can get 10% off when you order it. And you'll find that code in the description below. So if you want one, if you're interested, the code's only good for the next 7 days. So if it's within 7 days when this video went up, use that code when you buy it and get yourself a fancy new Iconntechs 4K Ultra HD camera. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this video. So thank you all for watching. As always, I super appreciate it. And please, please, do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.